Hi, everybody, and welcome to this week's edition of the New Variety Art Show. I am your host, Brad Zinn, thanking you for tuning in again this week to the New Variety Art Show. You know, today's program is going to be just a little bit different than the shows you've been watching in the past few weeks, and we hope you have been watching. Our show features variety arts entertainers of the current day, the decade of the 90s, and we have clowns, mimes, caricaturists, jugglers, magicians,
belly
dancers, of course, on the show. And we hope that by giving you a chance to meet these performers, you'll have a better appreciation of what they do the next time you see one perform live and in person. And we want to introduce now, I'm sorry, before we do that, we want to ask you to phone in, please. Call us and let us know what you think of the New Variety Art Show. That number is, and as always, the area code is in the great state of Arizona. And here's somebody we want to introduce you to now, our musical director and sort of my guest for today, Van Corrigan.
Sort of guest.
Sort of guest, because we're just kind of, thanks. We're just kind of sitting around shooting the breeze today.
And talking about where you're going to be soon.
Yes, that's true. Van is at the Fabulous Phoenician every day.
Phoenician, right.
But I come out of retirement once a year to do my full evening illusion show, and this year it's going to be on Thursday, June 25th at Phoenix College Auditorium. Here's the information now. It's a benefit for the Phoenix Breakfast Civitan Club to raise money to send handicapped children to summer camp. Tickets available at the door. Doors open at 7 o'clock. Show starts at 7:30 at the Phoenix College Auditorium, 1202 West Thomas Road in the great state of Phoenix, or the great city of Phoenix.
The great state of
and the great state of Texas or whatever. So come on out and have a good time, help support a good cause. And we'll look forward to seeing you there. Van,
yes.
Our show is very different today because we've done 30 of these now. This is 31, I'm sorry. 31 of them, and this is our 32nd show on public access, and we're playing all over the state, you know. And
really? All
yes,
over the state?
We have folks calling and writing to us now, and we've developed a little following, and we're very pleased about that.
You have relatives all over the state?
I do, and I pay them. I send them a check every week to watch, but we wanted to take a moment, or I wanted to take a moment at least, and pause and reflect on where we've been and some of the truly great guests that we've had on the program. You were a guest not too long ago and sang beautifully.
Thank you, Brad.
You know, you have so many hidden talents. It's really amazing, and I'm glad we had a chance to visit with you and your wife, Ruth, who is the opera coach and director out at Scottsdale Community College. You know, it seems like yesterday that we started this program.
It was yesterday.
It was yesterday, was it? But, you know, we've done, like I say, 31 of these, and I remember our very first guest. You weren't here at that time. We had another musical director at that time, Bill Swayze, and his schedule got very busy for him, and you were nice enough to come in and take over the chores of that, and we're very happy that you did.
Thank you.
But I remember our first guest was a very dear friend of mine, and he is a mentalist, a psychic, and his name was Lee Earl. It still is.
Still is. Yeah.
And we thought we'd show you a little clip of what this show looked like the very first time we tried it. So watch your screens, and when we come back, we'll talk about some other of our guests. Right now, here's Lee Earl.
Bill, a little earlier, you and I got together, as a matter of fact. We stood outside, and I asked you, if you would, to take a... Hey, you have the lock right here.
Oh, yes, right here. This is the one we were working with. Yep.
Yeah, it's a master lock, not exactly bulletproof, but one dials in whatever number one wishes to between these two little red lines, and when the appropriate combination is reached, it will open up. And so what I did was I asked Bill if he would to set a random combination on here. This can be...
You can set it to anything you want?
Yeah, these are about $10 in your Home Depot store. And they come in various colors. And by the way, they're not the world's most secure lock, because you could take a pocket knife and cut away these plastic rings and access the center of the lock. So I can't recommend it as a secure lock.
Probably a Houdini lock of some kind.
But what it does do is it does serve to, pardon the pun, lock in the number which he programmed. I'd like to hand this to you if you would.
I did set one. I set a combination on there.
Yes, I asked Bill to set a combination, and I asked him to remember it, because this is important. What I'm going to try to do is to pull that combination from you in a rather unique way.
How do you do that? That's
well, let's
Christian Science and rubber bands is exactly how it works. Now, first of all, you're familiar with poker players, Bill. You've heard about someone who doesn't have a good poker face. Someone who, for example, when he gets a royal flush, his eyes go wow, about that big. Right away, everybody else folds.
I
and he
know of
wonders-
what you speak.
All
yes.
right. So, do you have a good poker face?
No.
Good. I think this will work well. What I would like for you to do, there are 4 digits in that combination. And I want you to think of the first digit. If the combination was 1, 2, 3, 4, think of the 1. I hope I didn't guess it, but whatever it is, that first digit, I
said
want you to
random,
place it in your
random.
mind. All right? Do you have it in your mind? Are you thinking of that first digit?
Yes.
I want you to look me right in the eyes, right
Yes.
here. And I want you to think of it, concentrate on it. Don't fight me, but don't give anything away either. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 8, 7, 6, 7, 8, 9, 8. Set 8 as the
How does
first
he-
digit,
how does he
Brett.
do that?
This go left to right?
As in a normal number. Yes, set 8 is the...
8 is
As
the
if it
first
was an
number.
address or a phone
Okay.
number.
Exactly so. The second digit, Bill, you're a person who deals a great deal with music. I suppose you've heard about voice stress analysis, things of that
Yes,
sort.
yes, I have.
You don't appear to be under a great deal of stress right now.
Not today.
We'll fix that. Bill, I'd like for you to think of the second digit,
Okay.
please. By the way, what is your full name?
William Swayze.
William Swayze. William Swayze, as you're thinking of that digit, do as I did. Count the digits 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, like that.
0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 0, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Yeah, it's at 3. 3, I think, we'll
Okay.
do nicely. What I want you to do now, Bill, is to point at the lock over there. Just point at it. Put
That one, right
yeah,
there,
right there. Put that third digit in your mind. I'm going to say 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 6. Yes, that's 6, if you would.
Okay.
And finally, the last digit, I'm going to reach into your mind. I'm going to pull it out using the Vulcan mind meld. Just think of that digit. Will you
Okay.
think of that digit?
Sounds
7. Set 7 on that.
Okay.
Hold it up and see if that
All
baby
right,
will pull
so
open.
8, 3, 6, 7. Can we get over here again? And look.
You got a good
How
mind,
does he
Bill.
do that? That's
Gee,
great.
How did you do it?
Lee, that's fabulous. I can't thank you enough for being with us here today on our kickoff show for the New Variety Arts. That was Lee Earle, our very first guest on the New Variety Arts Show, and we were very happy that he was willing to come down and be the guinea pig for all of this.
Is that what it was?
Get this nonsense started. We've had some very, besides variety arts entertainers, we've also had some famous people on the program.
That's right.
And this is another guest that was on our program before you arrived. But she was the original, one of the original 124 Munchkins in The Wizard of Oz.
Yeah.
And she lives right here in the Valley of the Sun, and she was nice enough to come
Great.
down and share her story about being in The Wizard of Oz and working with Judy Garland. And we showed some clips so you could pick her out in the screen there, and on the yellow brick road. And her name was Margaret Pellegrini. So watch close. Here's a little clip of our fun with Margaret Pellegrini. Well, let's talk a little bit about the film. When you were making this film, did you have any feeling, any inkling that you were involved in what was going to be a classic of Hollywood film?
None of us did, because I mean, our ages range from 13 up and in the 30s, so no one knew that it was going to be a classic, or no one realized it was going to be a big hit, because in those days, I mean, to us, it was a job.
Yeah.
And we were excited because we were being in a movie, because that was our first movie.
Yeah. Had you read the book, or were you familiar with the story at all
Nothing.
before? No.
Nothing at all.
Never heard of
Nothing.
it before.
Didn't know nothing. I went in on the set. I went to MGM. When I got there on the train, there's a little person met me, and the chauffeur in the limousine. And I got in this limousine. I went out to MGM studio, and I met Mr. Singer, and signed up with all, the contract, and went the next day.
Uh-huh.
And then we start filming.
Well-
Well, not start filming. We started rehearsing.
Rehearsals and
Right.
costume fittings and all
Right.
that kind of thing.
They
Well,
gave us like a script.
Yeah.
And we had to sit down and we had to go through and memorize all the script that we had to do. So it took a couple of weeks for memorizing with just a piano.
Uh-huh.
And after that, we'd go on the set where we would do our dance. And then after we got that down, then we went on the set with our costumes, and then they start filming. So it took 8 weeks.
Oh, 8 weeks is
8
how.
weeks to
8
do our
weeks.
part.
Wow, that's terrific. Let me ask you just a couple quick questions because we've got some more film clips here that we want to show of you. Now, Technicolor was the process that they used to film the color sequences in The Wizard of Oz,
Right.
and I understand that that was kind of a new process back then. There was like 3 layers of black and white film that they'd run through the camera with different colored filters. And was it really hot on the set? I understand they had to really light the
Yes,
the
it
set
was.
very
It was.
bright.
As far as I can remember, it was quite warm.
It was quite warm.
Yes, quite warm. But it was a beautiful, fantastic setting.
Oh, as you can attest by watching the film. And I think that's what we're going to do here is take a look at the clips, and Margaret will be able to talk while we're watching the clips. So, Margaret, if you'll look in the monitor, and we'll run these clips here. Now, this gentleman is jumping forward to say something. Maybe you
He
remember.
was jumped out and he says, and oh, what happened was this. And then we come dancing up alongside of him, and that's me looking at the film. I'm on the right side there,
There you
with
come
the white
dancing.
apron with the flower pot hat on. That is my trademark, the flower pot hat.
Very good. Now, how many times would you have to take a scene like this?
Well, it took a few times. Actually, filming them like we're doing there, it took 2 weeks.
It took 2 weeks.
Yeah,
Now,
to do our part
now
there.
here's a pan. You're coming into frame here, and look at you. Now, how old were you here?
I was 15 years old.
15 years old. What a
What an
beautiful young lady you were.
Thank
You're
you.
still
What
a
an
beautiful
exciting-
young lady. Very exciting. And this now is Dorothy headed
That's
out
Dorothy
of town.
going down the Yellow Brick Road, and we're getting ready to show her off to see the wizard. And she was going down the Yellow Brick Road, and then we all start dancing out behind her, and then she keeps
Now
on
there you can see you, I think, in the flower pot hat, just coming into view there.
right in the background there.
Right.
See it with the white
Yeah.
apron.
Right.
Right.
Very good. Well, this is just so exciting.
Yeah, it is. Every time I see it, I get so excited, and I wonder if that's really
Really you.
really me.
Margaret Pellegrini, an amazing lady, and we will look maybe to have her back on the show one of these days. About this time in our progress van is when you jumped on
About when I
board.
came in.
And do you remember one of the first
God.
shows that we did together?
I got here in time for some craziness, yeah. When we had the Aloha Jugglers,
Yes.
ironically, most of which were from the East Coast, which kind of blew me away.
Some of them had never set foot in Hawaii. in Hawaii.
And unfortunately, we're not in the Coliseum here, and watching them try and throw things around in this little studio was something to behold.
Yes, and we were picking up balls and clubs and pins and
Forever.
rings and things for a long time after they were here.
Do you still have your plastic leg?
Yes, do you?
Well, I have it in water. You know.
Oh, okay, good. It should bloom that way. Anyway, take a look at some of the fun we had with the crazy Aloha Jugglers.
You know, in our world travels as the Aloha Jugglers, people ask us, where'd you come up with that zany name, the Aloha Jugglers? Actually, we started years ago as the Nishiki Jugglers. I was Nissan.
I was Pisan.
And I was Howie. And then we called ourselves Papaya Jugglers. Mango.
Tango.
And I was Howie. Then for a while we were the Papago Jugglers. Pow.
Wow.
And I was How. There's 2 speeds or tempos for passing clubs. There's fast. And there's faster.
Whoa. And there's not at all. Too fast. Too fast.
That
Okay,
was
we're
a
gonna,
derailment, is what that was.
What we can do now is feature each one of us in a little specialty area. And the first person we're going to feature here is Howie. And what we're going to do here is what we call Hassle Howie. We're going to juggle 2 against 1 against Howie, making it very difficult on Howie to keep up with all this. And that's how we get to Hassle Howie. Whenever you're ready. Hey, Howie! Okay, we're going to feature Wowie
To
here.
wear the Howie hat.
Probably the most difficult thing about juggling is juggling different objects of different weights, different sizes. And Wowie here is going to demonstrate 3 very different sizes and weights.
Okay.
Thank you, Howie. Thank you. Thank you. For this next trick is one that I've been working on for a very, very long time. And only recently, at a practice session, all of a sudden it worked. I'd like to try that trick right now on camera for the first time. It's called the blind juggle. Blindfold, please.
Now you're actually going to try to juggle 3 balls while you're blindfolded.
You
Is
bet,
that
Brad.
right?
You bet.
I don't believe he can do this. I don't believe it. But we'll watch and find out.
And you didn't believe it.
That's incredible.
Isn't it amazing?
Hey!
Hey, you didn't believe it. Okay,
Yeah.
well,
Let's do the last one because we got to wrap
sure,
up.
Brad,
real
we're going to
quick.
use you for the last one
You're
if you
going
don't
to use
mind.
me? Okay.
Yes, we are. Okay, what we're going to do here is called
Because
the
this
old
is my
vaudeville.
show and I want to get involved.
That's right.
here.
This is the old vaudeville cigarette trick.
The
And I need to
old
step on this
vaudeville
side here.
cigarette trick.
And Howie needs to go
Okay.
around here.
Okay.
And what we're going to do here is we're going to put a cigarette in Brad's mouth here, if you don't mind. That's right. And what we're going to do here is
Can I have
juggle
the
around you.
blindfold for this?
We prefer you kept your eyes open. What we're going to do here is
his eyes, so will we.
juggle around Brad here and knock the cigarette out with a passing club. I need you to take a step this way, though, or wherever. Just that way. There you go.
Okay.
Okay, keep that straight out there. There you go. He's a professional, folks. Okay. Whoops. Got a little poster in the way there.
Do that to build his confidence.
Whoop, hit it once. Brad, you're supposed to let go of that. You're not cooperating.
He's holding that awful tight.
Hey, there it
There
is.
it went.
There you go. There you go. Brad, we have a little present for you.
Okay, we'll put that.
Help
We'll
us
leave
out there, and
But,
that's
oh, thank you.
It's your own
Thank you.
special aloha lei.
There- I just wish I could juggle my books as well as the Aloha jugglers keep those balls in the air.
For sure. Now we're going to see the belly dancers, I'll bet.
Oh, now see, this is something. Ever since you first came here, and I mentioned belly dancers,
Right.
you have been annoying me to have belly dancers on
Annoying.
the show, and
Not snakes, though. I never mentioned snakes.
well, you see, it comes with the territory. You know, it's the whole package deal. You got to take if you want the belly dancers, you got to have the snakes. Well, do you have a favorite memory of one of the
I
guests that
enjoyed
we had
a
on
lot
the show?
of them, but musically speaking, the one that I really felt I could do something with was when we had David Barker on.
Oh, David Barker.
And he was
the-
doing some mime things that it was like he was creating a world right in front of us, and I had the opportunity to create some music to go along with it, and I felt really good about doing that.
Yes, you did a wonderful job jumping in right at the last minute because we always throw stuff at
Well,
you.
he
and-
made it easy. A great artist makes it easy.
That's right, and he creates wonderful illusions. The founding director of the Aurora Mime
That's right.
Theater and the professor of theater at Arizona State University. Here's a little bit of the mime artistry of David Barker.
And now what I'd like to do is show how these isolations can create different illusions.
I'm tired just looking at you. Okay. Now this is an illusion, not what I do, but what a mime does. Hey, get down from there. Oh no, look out, he's going to jump.
And now,
Safe at last. That was very good. Very good.
thank you. I'd like
How
to
many
put-
floors up was that?
I didn't count. I guess about 16.
I was very dizzy just watching. David Barker, we're glad that he stopped by. A lot of fun that day. He's a consummate professional and a good teacher too. Now, we've come to the point in the program where we're going to go back and revisit. I know this has to be your favorite show.
I was looking forward to it for a long time.
That's right, and I worked very hard and finally twisted the arm of Joyce Daniels and a friend of hers to come on the show, and they brought their asp with them.
Yeah. I knew you'd get that in.
I always have to.
I liked when she put it back in the basket and they just sat there. You know?
Oh, yeah. Snake in the basket. I do that trick, but not with a live snake.
I've been told.
Yes.
I've done snake in the grass myself.
Oh, have you?
Yeah.
We won't comment on that. Here is Van Corrigan's favorite show, our visit with Joyce Daniels and the Belly Dancers. Come back. Very nice, Joyce. And now we're going to be favored by a dance from Saliha, and you want to make sure you have your mic unclipped there. And this is Saliha. Now you'll be using the finger cymbals as well. That's interesting the way you can get different. Either they'll ring, or you can mute them. Yeah.
Put your fingers together.
Aha. That's okay. That's how that makes the different sounds. That sort of thing. All right. Ooh, we're unwrapping the veil, Van. Down, fellas, down. Okay, here we go. Saliha.
يا زينة كل الحارة عطيني اللي بحبه خاطرني بالسيارة يا ستي يا خيارة يا زينة كل الحارة عطيني اللي بحبه خاطرني بالسيارة عبدو ملك قلبي وعيونه خلت قلبي بتدرب على السيجارة بيروم بوم بوم بيروم بيروم بوم بيروم 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 بوم بيروم 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 بوم بوم بيروم بوم بوم فستان الأخضر ولا فستان الأحمر عظمني عالصبية والليلة بدنا نسهر بس فستان الأخضر ولا فستان الأحمر عظمني عالصبية والليلة بدنا نسهر عبدو ملك قلبي وعيونه خلت قلبي بتدرب على السيجارة بيروم بوم بوم بيروم بيروم بوم بيروم 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 بوم بيروم 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 بوم بوم بيروم بوم بوم
All right. That's fabulous. That's fabulous. Thank you, Saliha and Badiha. And there's a couple ladies with a lot of pepper and not bad shakers either. Yes.
Okay.
You know, there has been one thing that has kept me company through these all these shows.
What?
My Maryland necktie,
Oh,
my
yes.
Marilyn Monroe necktie there, and this has seen a lot of guests through the months, and I had to give the first one of these away to Terry Stokes, the hypnotist who was on this. He wouldn't leave the studio unless I gave him the time, so I had to get another one. Well, Van, that's where we've been, and we're going to stick around and keep doing this until we get it right. Yeah. And I want to thank you for being a part of the New Variety Arts Show.
I enjoy it.
Your contribution.
I never know
is-
what's coming.
Well, and stay tuned because we don't know what's coming either. But meanwhile, we'll hope that you'll come back and join us again next week on the New Variety Arts Show. Same time, same public access channel. Support variety arts in your community. Bye-bye, everybody.